cracking book that's just arrived. Our Thoughts Determine Our Lives by Elder Staretz. It's very much in line with this book here. On page 64, he's talking about, and in that particular chapter, he's talking about prayer and how prayer should be. And he says, when you pray, don't get lost in a cloud of thoughts. He says, thoughts come and go. A lot of them are not even from us. This is very much in line with the church fathers and desert fathers. There's thoughts coming from our fallen nature, thoughts coming from the devil, and thoughts coming from God. And it takes silence to be able to discern where these thoughts are coming from. Silence, stillness, a still point, which is where the Jesus prayer can help. He says that because of the silence, it's at page 64 now, he says because of the thoughts, the order of creation is often banjaxed by the order of his thoughts. Man often disturbs the order of creation, and he refers here to the flood, where God saw that the intentions of man's heart and thoughts were only evil, always. And this is true even today. Our thoughts are evil, and therefore we do not bear good fruit. We must change. Each individual must change, but it is unfortunate that we do not have good examples to guide us, either in our families or in our society. I also love this bit on page 73, when a person should not have any thoughts, but rather become selfless while praying. While at prayer, behave as though there was no one else in the world, just you and God. I remember asking Father Zachariah on a Zoom some months ago about this. Like praying as a universal person, just you and God, as if you're the only person in the world. And he agreed with me. He said, yes, this is a good practice. Even the Holy Fathers say this: while at prayer, behave as though there was no one else in the world, just you and God. When praying, we should not be preoccupied with ourselves, because in that case, we are so absorbed in our own needs that we ourselves are detrimental to our prayer. This author would say it's like getting lost in the cloud of lower thinking, of the lower mind, as opposed to listening to the wordless word of God, listening for the word of God to be spoken into our hearts in silence and stillness and persevering prayer, rather than simply generating thoughts and emotions, a whirlpool of egotistical ideas about God. Going deeper. Anyway, brilliant book to explore and take into prayer. The first part is biographical about his life. This can be found on YouTube, by the way. Folk have done recordings. And then you've got some homilies of his, talks on everything under the sun, from thoughts, humility, prayer, love, spiritual struggle, inner peace. There's a big focus on that. Then collected sayings, aphorisms. Here's just one tantalizing example to wet the whistle, as it were. No movement of thought that comes from the soul should be centered on anything that is of this world. The noetic center of our love must be God. With God we love all. Everything is in Him and through Him. We must not become attached to things of this world. And that speaks to me of daily visits to the church, of just sitting in the presence of God, showing up, doing the Jesus prayer, sitting in silence. And when you come out, the world is a different place. And what previously did your head in, or people that did, find a strange love for, and an ability to keep going, as it were. God is at the center of the noose of the spirit. Forgive me, hope that's useful. A great book.